You know how this life can go. Yeah, it's full of highs and lows. You know how this life can go. Yeah, it's full of highs and lows. Low, low, low. Highs and lows. Low, low, low. Pull me left and right, I'm trying to find my turn. Then I lost some friends and see some bridges burn. Yeah, I took some L's, but there's a lesson learned. Steady seeing things that got me so concerned. Damn. But the yearn to do more got me feeling I'm destined when I walk in the building. And fuck how you feeling. If it ain't good vibes, hope you done got yours, cause I'm gon' get mine, yeah, with the extra sauce. The young CEO, second biggest boss. 24K with the golden cross. So in the fake shit, I can't be involved. Sometimes the lane switch and I'm feeling off. I just gotta remember how much peace can cost. And yeah, I paid the price just to live my life with no parasites. Hell, you're fucking right. You know how this life can go. Yeah, it's full of highs and lows. You know how this life can go. Yeah, it's full of highs and lows. Low, low, low. Highs and lows. Low, low, low. Yeah, it's up and down like a roller coaster. So I keep it close, but I ain't got the holster. Not a perfect child, but still I'm on the posters. I ain't trying to live the way they say I'm supposed to. With a 9 to 5, struggle to survive. But getting by, I wanna live a life. So anything I do, you better know I strive. And don't be surprised when I do arrive. Cause I've been high as a ceiling and low as a dirt. I done been through the best and the worst. I've been high as a ceiling and low as a dirt. I done been through the best and the worst. You know how this life can go. Yeah, it's full of highs and lows. You know how this life can go. Yeah, it's full of highs and lows. Low, low, low. Highs and lows. Low, low. Cause I done been high. Here's a blunt that we blowing on. Low. That's usually the parts that I do not show. Like damn. Sometimes I don't even know what be going on. I learned a while ago that I can't control. Sometimes this life's a bitch, just gotta carry on. Cause I've been high as a ceiling and low as a dirt. I done been through the best and the worst. I've been high as a ceiling and low as a dirt. I done been through the best and the worst. You know how this life can go. Yeah, it's full of highs and lows. You know how this life can go. Yeah, it's full of highs and lows. Low, low, low. Highs and lows. Low, low, low.
And I won't go whenever I do it for my city. Hey man, y'all know how we do it. Another episode of Smoke and Talk. I hold it down for the underground each and every day, but especially on Mondays and Wednesdays, right? On Mondays and Wednesdays, man, Smoke and Talk is all about the underground and all about the culture, right? The culture is real. The culture is alive and well, right? And inside the culture, we have all kind of artistry, man. And that's why I love my job, right? Because I don't lock myself into just one thing, interviewing people, right? Culture is real big. And on Smoke and Talk, we put together this platform so to make sure when people look into St. Louis for artists and artistry, business owners, non-profit organizations, they're going to look right at Smoke and Talk, hear their background, see what they got to offer, shit like that, right? Like, why you cursing on it? Because this is the one show, right? The one show, I named it the one show. This is the one show where you can be yourself, right? Because I got a speech impediment and shit, right? So I couldn't be on nobody, so they kind of tell me how to talk and shit. And I curse a lot sometimes, too, right? So this is the one show where you can be yourself, right? And with that being said, I let all people know that come on my show, be your motherfucking self, right? We got over 200 interviews on Smoke and Talk, and not one person came out here yet and said the same story. And y'all be talking about St. Louis so small, Illinois, all that. Man, I can't tell, man, because now how y'all got these different stories about this life, man, around here, and it ain't no one been the same. So with that being said, I've been enjoying my job on Smoke and Talk. And inside the culture, man, we have all kinds of shit. DJs, we have poetry, we have rap, we have R&B, we have instrument players, just like different kind of genres of music, rock bands or whatsoever. And we love to give props to all of them, let them know that we still respect them and thank them for what they're doing, right? And on Smoke and Talk, over the years, over the years, I mean, grab that champagne before I keep forgetting. Yeah, get that champagne. That's what I need something to drink. Yeah, that's what it is. Over this year, I have learned.
I didn't realize you said it.
Right. I have learned that most rappers that I interviewed on this show started off doing poetry. Mm-hmm. Like that's one of the.
I can see that.
Yeah, that's one of the key factors. Thank you, bro. That's one of the key factors to every interview with rappers. Almost like 70% of them will start off as poetry.
Yeah, and it's definitely interchangeable. Like, it's really not too much different. You just drop in the beat with poetry.
Gotcha. So, and I was saying that. See, there you go. Where my card at? Did you read my card? How you got my question?
Oh, wait, what's the question?
I was just going to ask you about that, right?
Okay, about what?
No, you good. I just fucking with you. What I'm going to ask you as a poet, right? Mm-hmm. They one and the same, and I understand that. Yeah. You as a poet, right? Can you do that, like with the music? Like, can you put your poetry over music?
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
I'm trying to think if No, I actually don't think I have, but it's funny that you mentioned like rappers saying that they have done poetry before, because I definitely went through a phase where I would go back and forth between rapping and poetry. Mm. And a lot of times when people see me perform and I tell them that I did at one point, then they kind of double back and be like, okay, I can hear it. Just because of the way that I kind of go about my wordplay and stuff like that.
But bro, appreciate it. I forgot to grab this shit before I got
But on the flip side, I think that because I do have that background in that, sometimes I forget to slow down with my poetry, because I'm out here just like da-da-da-da-da, and I'm like, I'll like see videos that people took of me, and I'm like, bro, I know they have no idea what I'm saying, because I'm talking so fast. So it's like sometimes I have to like remember to like turn that part of things off, even though it's been years. But it's like sometimes I just kind of get in my groove and I'm just having at it. But it definitely, they're interchangeable. The only difference is, like, I would say the speed and then the music.
Gotcha. No, because like HT, since you've been filming, I was just saying like I want to say 70% of rappers that we interviewed say they was doing poetry.
Yeah, 75.
If I'm gonna say, oh, not a little more, right? Gotcha. And I think that's powerful, right? That's why I look at poetry like I look at poetry. It's part of the culture. It's meaningful. It's needed. Yeah. And it's inspiring for sure. But it's another word I'm looking for. Like, it moves you a little bit, right? Kind of like how the brother just said, I asked him that question and made him think, right? Yeah. And that's kind of how poetry do me, right? It make me think, because I look at y'all be so passionate when y'all sing.
Yeah. Anything that you decide you're gonna dedicate time to, you got to be able to really put your all into it and provide your best, because if you don't believe it, how is somebody in the audience gonna believe it? Let alone pay money to come and see you. Right. So it's like you got to really be on your P's and Q's.
Well, I was blessed to see you perform. Straight up. That's how I met her. I was at Mike Check Money Bill birthday celebration. That's where I met her at. And I met her through Mookie Tolliver too. Like,
shout out to Mookie.
Yeah, shout out to Mookie Tolliver. He an R&B singer. That brother can sing. Yes. I'm trying to pay him to give me some lessons, right?
You serious? Don't be singing lessons?
Yeah, I gotta learn how to sing.
Well, Mookie got you.
Yeah, Mook got it. Like, hey, look, when I tell you Mook, and I met another lady the other night. She came up, she said, "Oh, I'm here to see Mookie sing." I said, "Oh man, this is bullshit. I gotta learn how to sing."
His show, like, he was on the show, and it was like so many people just coming to show love just for him. Yeah, me being one of those people.
Yeah, shout out to Mookie Tower. I swear for God, that boy can sing too. Yes. Yeah, that girl said, "I can't see Mookie sing in person." I said to myself, "But my uncle ain't never lied. I gotta learn how to sing."
You got it.
Ain't nobody never came to see me sing in person.
You ain't took your lessons yet.
I know a little bit. I know like a couple of notes.
Once you get the lessons and then write that first song, it's a wrap.
So how long do I need to be hanging with Mookie before I officially can be an R&B singer?
I don't know. You got to ask him.
Damn.
I'm in my poetry lane, so I don't.
All right. Yeah, you're right.
I don't know what all tips and pointers he gonna have for you. So.
Well, can you give me some sweet melodies to say on poetry?
I mean,
what if I'm trying to meet a new woman, right? Mm-hmm. And I need to say some smooth.
To like win her over?
Yes, I need some.
Well, first of all, you need to be attentive. You need to pay attention to who she is and what she likes, because the more details you have, the more you'll have to talk about. Okay. So you kind of got to start from there. And then sometimes, because a lot of people, they try so hard to like... I'm 75.
Do it still work?
Shut up. No, you're not.
I'm 72.
I'm not going to play with him.
Yeah, I'm up there.
I mean, it's about the words. It don't matter what age you is. If you really like saying something that can grab her attention, you're in there.
All right.
So pay attention, and then once you get that detailed information, just write what's in your heart.
Gotcha. And that was a lot of information you just gave me, but I still ain't understanding what do I say? Like, give me like a couple of words to say, like.
I mean, I don't know what you would want to say to a woman, because like I said, it starts with you learning about her first.
Oh, okay, I got to learn about her.
And then for me, because it's easy to try to write a poem, but sometimes I feel like the best way to write a poem is to let it come to you. So sometimes my poems just start off as a free write, a journal entry. I'm just writing everything about how I feel. Sometimes I might start off with keywords. I might start off with just, a sentence. And then as I kind of write, the poem will just kind of make its way to me. Right. I don't really know how to explain that any better, because sometimes when I say that, people be like, what you mean the poem finds you? Because sometimes I might be knocked out, wake up in the middle of the night, and a poem just comes to me.
Oh, for real?
But in terms of what you're saying, knowing about the woman, what she likes, who she is, and just kind of writing about it, and then finding a way to let those words flow. Okay. Like taking your personality and how you would normally talk to somebody, and then just meshing it all together.
Gotcha. Now, okay. You as a lady, right? Mm-hmm. And you know poetry. I just heard you say it now. How would you suit me up? Like with some of your words. Like when you see me and you like, okay, I like him, and what's your first words you're gonna say to me as a lady? Or would you say anything?
First of all, acknowledging that you on your grind and that, I appreciate you working hard, because there's a lot of lazy people in the world. Yes. Acknowledging the fact you made it to a year, congratulating you on that, and then just saying like, hey, how can I be a part of that vision?
Yes. That was tight.
Thank you.
I like that. You made me smile a little bit. What you see me up? Like I said,
that's what you asked
for. Nah, I'm fucking with you. Your poetry, I think you're dope. And I think it's dope. And tell us how did you get it? Because like this one person was on the show, he said that how he got to writing poetry and got into poetry. People used to fuck with him all the time when he was younger, whatever, right? Bully him or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And this is how he would express his anger. How did you get into poetry?
Mine definitely started when I was younger as well. And I think a lot of people kind of grew up with a similar background in terms of being Black, of being told like, you're not supposed to express your feelings. You're not supposed to cry. It's a form of weakness, all this different stuff. And so when I was in elementary school, one of my teachers had a poet come in and read to our class. And at the end, she gifted everybody with a notebook and a pen so that we could, write as well. And so it really just started from there with me. So when I got booked for my first show, I gifted a notebook to someone who was, a new writer, just to kind of pass the torch type of thing. But I've been writing ever since then.
You said fourth grade?
No, I think it was like second somewhere in there.
Damn.
But I wasn't always sharing those words, because again, it ties back into that thought process of like, sharing your emotions is a sign of weakness and all this other stuff. So I would really just keep it in notebooks and keep it to myself. But within the past, it'll be 3 years coming up in June, I've been consistent with actually like going to open mics and publicly sharing those words.
All right, okay. Got you. So it took you, damn, that's deep. And so you just wrote all this different poetry every day and all the time, and just
I wouldn't say every day. I would be real inconsistent with it. I ain't even gonna hold you. It was just, something to do just to kind of like free my thoughts, and more so just like things that bother me, things that were frustrating and stuff like that is kind of where it started. But then over time, I started writing about more and, venturing out.
Yes. All right. That's so you about second grade, like 7 years old?
Yep.
Like okay. And did you write some poetry then, or just note and sit down?
Yeah, I was writing poetry then, because I really felt inspired by the lady my teacher had come in. And so that's how I got introduced to it. And then that's what made me start writing, because I saw like, oh, this is a cool way to talk about how I feel without actually sharing it with somebody and feeling like, I'm weak. Because that's something my dad put in me. And even to this day, I'm still trying to work through learning that vulnerability is a strength and not a weakness. But he would always think, you don't tell nobody, you know, what hurt you and all this. It don't change nothing that's weak. So writing was my safe place to say, like, okay, well, I won't get in trouble if I put it in this notebook. But if I go crying and whining to somebody, I'm gonna get snapped on because he's looking at me like, why you doing that? Right. So that was those notebooks. That was my safe haven.
And that's deep, you know. I'm guilty of that too. Like I taught my children a lot of shit, right? That I wish I wouldn't have taught them.
Yeah, but it's like that's how we grew up.
Yeah, I just thought it was the right thing to do, right? But you know, you gotta get time to correct that shit and let them know, like, you know, you fucked up in this era. But a lot of people, we all suffer from that, right? My mother told me when I was younger, right? She said, "Man, you go to school, somebody touch you, you pick up some bust their motherfucking head."
Yeah.
All right. Not thinking about, like, this somebody's baby. You tell me to pick up something and bust their. What if I kill that baby or something, right? But she was just trying to tell me as a mother would defend myself.
Yeah, especially
you know
with like how crazy people are.
Yeah.
Like I think they really just wanted to teach us like certain ways to protect ourselves because of the way other people carry themselves, and you know just how the world can be without actually teaching us the other side of things. Like, okay, here's another thing that can happen if you do this. So I think they were just more so looking at it from like, well, I don't really want you to just be, you know, going out in the world like that.
No, that's real shit. Everybody got them rules they grew up with, and relearn and reteach and all that different shit. Shout out to you, 7 years old, learning poetry. Yeah. That day, when that person came to y'all school, said that poetry in front of you at 7, what was your feeling like? Did you lock in? Like had this aha moment or something like?
Yeah, like I remember just kind of sitting there and thinking to myself, like, this is something that I want to do. Like whatever she up there doing, like this is something that I want to do. Like I just really enjoyed it. I really wish I, you know, knew who it was. It was so long ago because it was like I definitely would want to go back and thank her if I knew of just how much I've accomplished from that one day. But I had no idea it would bring me here.
What's up? Yeah, I asked those questions. I be trying to get people to see excuse me, how blessed they are, right? God bless people with talents, right? You're born with them, and I was like 70 years old when I first learned how to rap, right? So that's not a blessed that's not a blessed talent. That's like you had to learn it, right?
At 70, that's crazy. How old is you today?
75 or 72.
I can't.
I always put 3 years on it.
That's crazy.
I always put 3 years on it, but hearing somebody like, oh y'all come on this show and say like you learn how to write poetry at 7, got this aha moment with it, and I just be trying to show y'all how blessed y'all are, man, and keep up with y'all talent that y'all blessed with. Because one thing I noticed that you said, I heard you say that you stopped doing it for a while. It was off and on, shit like that, right? That's how shit go, right? Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you this part. This is what I did here, and it's what I do see. I see you never let it go. Yeah. Because you're sitting right here, right? And that's the beautiful part about it, and that's the part that the universe, God installed in you. It's not gonna go away. Yeah, it's not gonna go away. Like now, it's time to open all up. But you said you've been doing like 3 years now.
Yep, it'll be 3 years in June.
Open, man. I would have never thought that. So shout out to today's show, right? Today's show is really unorthodox, right? Like myself, right? I got a DJ today. I got poetry today. I got an eyelash tech today, man. You know what I'm saying? This is real culture work right here. I fuck with this shit, right? Because I'm learning, and I'm seeing people come from nothing to something, right? Yeah. And that's one of the most beautiful things. Where you grew up here in St. Louis? You grew up in St. Louis?
No, so I'm actually, Illinois. I grew up in East St. Louis.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, you grew up over there, like Charlie Park?
Not you gonna say the worst part.
I just said because I know that part. That's all.
I'm screwed. That's where your people at?
Oh yeah, my brother was Stony.
Gotcha. Yeah, I grew up in the South End, so the part that's like closest to Cahokia or Sajay.
Oh,
like if you know where Pops at.
Yes.
I'm like normally everybody know where Pops is, so the part that's closest to Pops is where I grew up.
Is that the good side?
I mean, East St. Louis is East St. Louis, but I feel like it's better than Charlie is like. That's where the real niggas at. You know what I'm saying? Like South End is kind of like, but you know how everything is. Like it done changed over the years. My neighborhood it's not as quiet as what it used to be. But yeah, Charlie was one of them places where like one of my homegirls. That's where like her brother stayed. And I remember one time they was having like a New Year's party or whatever, and my dad was like, "You can go, but you're not spending the night," type shit. And so when I sent him the address, because he was at church service and was like, I'll just pick you up afterwards. I sent him the address. He said, Ray, I don't even be out here at night. This where the party was at? I was like, yeah. Like, and that was like the only time in my life I ever heard my dad have any like slight fear. Yeah. And I was like, oh, so that's when I realized like, oh, this where the real niggas be. Like, he was like, you got me going where?
Right.
Boy, he left out that neighborhood so fast. I was like, we really finna get home. So yeah.
Baby, don't go back over there now.
No, for real. He was like, let me know when she gonna be at her mama house. I don't like where her brother stay. I was like, oh, I ain't know. I just wanted to party. So
they keep out on these outskirts. That they keep out of there. Charlie. Yeah, shout out to Charlie, man. I know a little bit about over there. One thing I know is about East St. Louis in Illinois, right? And my brother from over there and shit, right? And I go there, spend time over there. And I know that y'all on Illinois side, y'all mind y'all business, right? What I mean by this, kind of like people weren't looking at me. They just minded what they was doing. It was pretty cool. Everybody had their own little vibe going on. It was different, and I fucked with the vibe over there. So and we all do, because people talk shit about over there, right? But some of your people coming from out of town, what the first place we take them to? East St. Louis, right? Yeah. We're gonna take them to the club. We're gonna take them to the strip club. Like, nah, you been talking shit about over there, but you want to take your ass over there? Like, no. It ain't even, now they East St. Louis no more because you bought your ass in here.
Yeah, it
now
changed.
It's regular city, St. Louis.
Like, I don't know why it can't just be all love across the board, but it's gonna always be somebody to just make it more difficult than what it got to be.
I'm gonna say like this: it's getting to that point, right? Especially the music scene, right? I don't know about nothing else, but the music scene, a lot of people from over there have been getting shown a lot of love. It's a lot of people over here like we didn't know actually was from there.
Yeah.
And they over here getting love.
Because it's so many events over here. Like people all the time. Yes. Like I had a show the end of last month in New York, and like everybody just kept saying like, oh, we got St. Louis in the building. And I'm like, I just let it ride, because I'm like, anytime I go somewhere and I try to explain to them like, oh, I'm from Illinois, like people always assume like I'm from Chicago, or if I say I'm from East St. Louis, they think I'm claiming a hood in St. Louis. Yeah. So I'm like, it's a lose-lose either way. They never gonna say East St. Louis. They're gonna be like, oh, girl from Chicago. Oh, she from St. Louis. So I'll be like, you know what? I'm here. I made it safely, you know. Like, and I had somebody tell me that too. I tried to correct them, like, oh, we got St. Louis in the building. I was like, I'm from Illinois. And I was complaining about how cold it was because I was in the northern part that was like an hour from Buffalo or whatever. Right. And he was like, you're from Chicago. Why are you cold? I was like, I'm not even from there. But he was so sure. I'm like, bro, you just met me. And he was like, you're from Chicago. Why are you cold? Yes. But even if I was from Chicago, why can't I get cold? Like, what? People be acting like, I don't know, if you're from a certain place, it just shouldn't impact you. But I was like, that's crazy.
And that's crazy because we went to Oklahoma not too long ago with the podcast Oklahoma, right? Mm-hmm. So I took Stoney and them with me from Illinois, right? Gotcha. East St. Louis. So when we got there, and they were like, where y'all from? And I was like, I'm from St. Louis, whatever, boom. Yeah. So they asked Stoney and them, right? Yeah. They're like, so where y'all from? Like, we from Illinois, right? But we from East St. Louis. Y'all from St. Louis.
Yeah.
Like, he said that explained to him 15, 20 minutes about being from there. You know, he did what he sat them right down to St. Louis.
Really quick. Unless you're talking to somebody that's like from Memphis or Kansas City or something like that, where you can show them the separation and how it applies to them, they don't get it. Yeah, I remember one time somebody from Memphis tried to tell me like, well, you might as well claim St. Louis is the same thing. I said, so if a dude from West Memphis, Arkansas come up to you and say, I might as well be from Memphis, Tennessee, he can okay, then you see it's a difference. But it's like, until people actually understand it's a different state, they just loop it all together because they ain't educated. And some days I'll explain it to them, other days I'm like, bro, I don't even feel like giving them this whole little lesson.
Yeah. Because it's the same. Every city I went to got an east side to it.
Yeah.
Right. We the only ones say we don't got an east side.
Yeah. I don't even know why they did it that way. I'm like, I be having to explain so much to people.
That's why I stopped doing that shit.
Yeah. I was like, I just let it ride. They kept saying it. I was like, yeah, I'm in the building.
Right.
I was like, I'm gonna just go with it.
Just gotta go with it.
Yeah.
Shout out to you what you're doing, the poetry you're doing, holding it down. Let me ask you this: how many shows you got up under your belt with this poetry? That you've been in the game, back in the game.
I don't even know.
You got that many?
I have no clue.
Damn.
When I started consistently locking in with poetry, 2 months in, I had a headline show.
Damn.
And I didn't even realize how big of a deal that was. Mm-hmm. And people would always correct me like, oh, you mean you a feature or whatever, thinking like it's me and other people on the show. But my very first paid show was a headline show where, it was open mic and I was the person to come and see. And when I say my family and friends showed so much love, we're like, my homegirl, shout out to Kiara Lewis, is the first person to ever give me a paid opportunity. They had to like go get chairs from the back because she was like, yo, this is the most packed open mic that we have had. And so when I got booked for shows after that, where it was me and 2-3 other people on the show, I was like, oh, it is easy because the first show was just me and me doing marketing and getting people in the building and all this other stuff. And again, at that time, I didn't realize how much of a blessing that was because I had just started, getting my feet wet with open mic. But my very first opportunity was a headline show, and it's been up from there. So I don't even know a number. So yeah, so from headlining and features to doing church events and community events and podcasts and music videos, and I done been all over. It's led to a lot of opportunities. I write for a magazine now. Like, it's provided so many different opportunities for me. Yeah. I'm just, enjoying where this journey has been taking me and just the growth that it provides and the people I get to meet too, because if I didn't lock back in, we would have never met. So it's been an amazing journey, and I'm constantly in awe of just like, oh man, what's gonna happen next, or being like, wait, like looking back on stuff like I did that. It's crazy.
That's hard because I was just gonna say that, like, because poetry, right? People want poetry read like at all type of events, weddings, or just whatever, right? And I know you stay booked up and busy like that, right?
Yeah.
So and you just here and told me your first actual show was a paid show.
Yep. Crazy. Damn. And that definitely made me lock in even more. I was like, wait, I can get paid for this? I think I can be consistent. I think I can talk about things. I can tell y'all that this person pissed me off. I can share these feelings with y'all. Daddy, you gotta be mad. I'm gonna share these feelings.
I swear to God. I swear to God. That's what's up, man. I'm proud of this shit for you.
Thank you.
That's hard. Yeah. People first coming to the game doing anything, you do it for the love, right?
Yeah.
Right? But you got paid.
Yep.
That's hard.
But like I said, after 2 months, and I was really just at a point of just enjoying being around like-minded people, because believe it or not, I feel like a lot of people have this misconception of what poetry is. Like, people know poetry exists and have an idea of it, but I think a lot of people assume it's where you go to this room and it's a whole bunch of candles and everybody in the room is super woke and super friendly and kumbaya and just loving on everybody. Yeah. And I definitely went to a couple open mics where like people really weren't that nice, or people really would just be like, "Oh, you need to work on this to get better." And I'm like, "Dang!" I just came up and was like, "Hey, I'm Rachel." You know what I mean? Like, because it's like because of the things that I'm into, it makes me be a people person. But in real life, I really just keep it myself. So when I first started coming on the scene, it took a lot for me to go up and just introduce myself to anybody and just speak to people I didn't know. So when I'm just like, "Hey, I'm Rachel. Like, can we connect on social media? So here's what you can do so your poems can be better." I was like, whoa, like y'all are, some of y'all look cutthroat. So that was another reason of why I kind of went back and forth. Because I was like, some of these people really ain't that friendly. But when I got to a point of meeting like-minded people where I could tell they just love, sharing their thoughts and just being around other like-minded creative people, it made me want to come around more. And I started, connecting with more people and going up to people, getting more comfortable after the show. Like, hey, I heard you got another show coming up Wednesday, and supporting people and expanding my network. And as I continue to show my face and practice my skills and write more, the opportunity came, and my homegirl was like, "Hey, I got this show in August. Do you want a headline?" Yes. She was like, "I'll pay you this." Yes. Like, I was gonna do it just cause. Like, but again, it's like just from that love, I just was enjoying doing it. But again, once the money came in, I was like, we can keep going.
Most definitely keep going. Let me ask. All right, so you had a lot of practice too, though, right?
Yeah.
Because you've been like holding on to all your poetry since you was in the second grade without putting it in front of people. So you got a chance to really learn all your shit. You got to really, I don't mean to say shit, you know what I mean? All your stuff, and that probably played an excellent part in what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Being, having all your tools understood. It's like an artist performing in rap music. Yeah. Knowing all your words, knowing what you and your moves you want to make and all that. That's how I look at you with that. And you took all those years to do that, and that's what the fuck up, because now your shit is paying off. Yeah. Now because you took your craft back serious, you never really let it go. Yeah. And it's paying off, and it's opening up doors in multiple ways. That's really dope.
Yeah. But I will say it's been a work in progress, because it hasn't always been where I'm at now, because it's like when you think about where I started and keeping it to myself, even when I was sharing, I was still like really nervous and like really like, I guess in a way insecure about my work because I'm reading it thinking about like, well, are they gonna like it or what are they thinking or are they gonna clap at the end or are they gonna look at me like, can she hurry up and get off the stage? Like I was doing it for other people. And at some point you have to get to the realization of like, I need to just do it for myself. Like regardless if you like it or not, like this is helping me out of getting whatever it is I'm feeling for that day, whether it's something happy, sad, crazy, angry, whatever, I'm getting this off my chest for me. And that confidence translates over to other people. But also learning your poems because I didn't always, know all my poems. Again, I would just write it and leave it. And so when you start to learn your poems, that boosts your confidence as well. But then also just being connected to yourself, like at times, and I need to get back to it, I done got rusty, but it would be times where I would put myself through my own like artist development camp of just doing stuff like going to dance classes because it's like if you're comfortable in your own skin and your body, you can move around and own the stage. When you think about artists like Beyonce and Chris Brown and Kalani and whoever, and you're in the audience, because I try to look at it from two standpoints of like, what's it like being the artist? What do I enjoy as an audience member? But also just other stuff too of like the brief time that I did like the media team and just all the behind the scenes stuff. Like I try to look at it from that 3-point stance. And if I'm at a Beyonce concert and I'm towards the left side of the stage and she comes to the left side, I'm more hyped when that happens. So if a person standing in one spot and you over here, eventually I'm gonna lose you. And now what you doing? You in your phone. So it's like going to dance classes and like going to like those when you see stuff on Instagram and stuff of people doing like model casting calls, doing stuff that makes me more comfortable in my own skin. And so when I get on stage, you see that confidence. And because I take time to learn my poems, you hear that confidence. And now it's easier for me to captivate your attention. Because if I know my words, I can say it to you without looking in my phone. If I'm comfortable in my body, I can say these words without standing in the same spot. Like it's an art to this where I really try to look at everything in different layers and find ways to challenge myself to constantly be better. Because I know when I first started, I was that person in one spot looking at my phone with my head down, not staring at nobody. Because if I look at you now, I'm gonna get nervous. Now I'm trying to figure out if you enjoying what I'm saying. I need to enjoy what I'm saying. And then you can. So it's been such a long process, but also going back to what you mentioned earlier about rapping. Oh my God. When I look at my first videos, me and my homegirl was just talking about this the other day. Shout out to comedian Shantae Love. My first videos, like I was real aggressive. It was given like the poet who used to be a rapper. Like I was looking at these videos like, damn, it's real heavy on. She from East St. Louis. Like I had to, and another thing people don't realize, looking at videos of yourself helps you as well. Because you can, you might think you look one way. I thought I looked real cute and my outfit was, but like my performance was real like, y'all know what it is. And I was like, damn, like I thought I was being delicate and gentle. I was not. But it's like looking at videos of yourself, it allows you to see like things you need to change, what you can do better. Because again, looking at it from being an entertainer, but also looking at it from the audience standpoint, that helps me by saying like, okay, well, when I went to this concert and comedy show, I like this. So how can I make people view me in that way versus being like, oh, I didn't do as good as I thought? Because if you are doing something for multiple years, it shouldn't be looking the same exact way.
No, exactly.
Even if you're doing the same thing, I even try to present my poems in a different way. How can I make this new to somebody who's heard it before?
Because it's in your performance. It's in you learning your work, right? Yeah, because that's what I think. People like, it's okay for you to read off the book, but you wrote it. It's yours, right?
Yeah, like own it.
Yeah, but own that shit, right? Yeah. See it from your chest, right? Because some of y'all coming out loud the motherfucker, right? y'all be like,
gotta make y'all pay attention.
Yeah, y'all coming in more. Hey, y'all know damn well
I'm screaming.
When the queen in it, like, whoa, what the fuck?
But you pay attention to that person.
On everything I love.
Because if somebody else come in, hey, y'all know damn well you're going to be like, oh, she ain't taking it serious. We ain't got to pay her no mind.
Right. Now, y'all make everybody stop talking. And that's one thing, like, I was going to say, like, you can't have no, like, low confidence in that shit. Because,
people
like,
will ignore you so fast.
Yeah, they ignore the shit out of you. And then now your skin thin in the motherfucker, now you're running.
Once you lose people, it's hard to get the audience back. But if you can, my rule of thumb for myself, if I can gain your attention within the first 5 seconds, then I might be able to have you lock in the whole performance. If I lose you off rip, it's harder to get you back.
Man,
so I try to start with an attention grabber. How can I say something out the gate that's gonna make you be like, oh, like my thought process is, even if you're ready to go home, what can I say or how can I present myself to make you stop and be like, maybe I can stand in the back before I leave and just hear what she got to say.
Damn.
Like literally hit the ground running. Say something that's gonna make people be like, I might need to stay in. Yeah, I might need to stay and listen to this.
All right, I ain't tired for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
There you go. So how did you come up with, like, I heard you say earlier, right? Some of it come from pain, some of it come from being happy, shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So like your most purest, and let me say your most purest in one, right? That you got. How did you come up with it? The one that you know is gonna always work. What was the cause of that one?
So the one that I would say is always gonna hit no matter what is I have a poem called For the Ladies, which is a motivational poem for women. And of course that's easy because I'm a woman, but I also put into perspective all the amazing women that I know and just kind of took little tidbits of what I liked about them and just wrote like a love poem of like, on your hardest days, what's everything I can say that can make myself or other women feel better? And so I would say that's probably the one that really hits. And I ended up writing that for a Mother's Day show, but that's one that's not going to feel me. Because when it comes to events, it's going to always be ladies in the building. Yes. Depending on the event, sometimes you be like, dang, where the fellas at? So I'm like, that's one I know I can always go to. It's going to be some ladies in the building where even if they already having a good day or if they having a bad day, it's still going to hit.
Gotcha. So you got your one that you know the firm. It's like a rapper or artist. They come in, they study their crowd and see what they're dealing with.
Yeah. Enough people don't do that.
Yeah.
People don't always know how to read the room, and that bothers me. I know it ain't my battle to fight, but I be like, no, like.
Your father got you on the line.
I be annoyed at little stuff. Like I went to a comedy show one time, and this dude kept doing these like jokes that were like borderline homophobia, but it was like during Pride Month. I was like, bro, like bad timing. And it was a helium competition too. So like he definitely didn't make it to the next round. And I was just like, read the room, pay attention to the calendar. Like it wasn't the time for that.
Right. He said he ain't see none of the rainbows around him.
He ain't see nothing. Like you could have just paid attention to how people was dressed in the audience. Like you look around the room, they like, yeah, no. But people don't read the room or like when I really started, like one of the main things I would write about constantly when I was getting consistent with poetry was breakup poems. But that's like on the flip side, if
breakup
I would,
poems?
Just to like help me heal. But here's the thing: if I would have adapted to the type of way he looked at things, that's like imagine coming to a Father's Day show and you hear me dissing men. You're gonna be like, girl, what? No, I need to do a motivational poem. Like read the room, and not enough people know how to do that. And I just be like, how does this not make sense to y'all? I be confused. So I'd be like, you not do this ain't gonna go well for you.
You telling me
read the room. And sometimes that means pivoting at the very last minute. Like if I
pivoting?
So sometimes, especially like when you go to open mic or sometimes when you have your set list for a show, there's been times where literally while I'm at a show, I change my set list. Because of the audience. Like if I feel like it ain't gonna flow well or it ain't gonna carry over well, I literally will change it at the last minute. Yes. So having enough stuff prepared to know that you're gonna be able to do a good job no matter what. You can come prepared, but what you have prepared might not be the right thing. So if I decide I want to do my motivational poem for men and the only person in the room is my brother and my brother's shy and I know he ain't gonna make a lot of noise, it don't make the most sense to do that poem that night. But if it's a bunch of ladies in the room and I do that poem, that's going to carry over well. So sometimes you got to pivot at the last minute so that what the audience sees makes sense because you never know who's in the audience and that could end up leading to your next opportunity. And if you put out a bad performance or one that don't make sense, they're going to be like, I don't get the hype about her.
Gotcha. Now I'm following you and believe me, I'm listening to you. I promise. I want to go back to this breakup poems, right?
Okay. God.
So you telling me you gonna call your boyfriend, he finna be your ex, and you're reading the poem?
No, I don't read on the poem. That's what helps me cope. So like afterwards, I'm writing about it to like get through my emotions. I would never call somebody and be like, let me tell you. Then I just spit some boards, and he'd be like, so what you saying is like, no, I would never do that. That was a coping method for me in terms of like dealing with those emotions of just having a way to heal.
Gotcha.
But no, I would never like write up. That's wild. Yeah, that's what the more I think. I'm like, dang, that's somebody in the world probably has done it.
I was gonna say it was tight, but at the same time it was fucked up. But I ain't.
I wouldn't do that. Now on the flip side, I've done like a I'm feeling you poem, and then invited somebody to open mic and performed it in front of him. But I would never do like a breakup poem and like that's how I
in front of everybody at the open mic.
That ain't
Mike, this is your night.
See, look at you. You can like you got it in you.
Like, no, Mike ass out of there. Like, Mike mad
it's different when you're showing admiration for somebody, but a breakup poem and that's how they find out. Nah, that's wild. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Wild.
I thought I bought you all this liquor and shit. You don't fit me on the mic.
That's crazy. Nah, I would not do that, y'all.
I thought maybe people can hire you to quit somebody for them.
Hey, I would be open to that.
I don't know what you do. I think you should do it in the text if you're gonna do it or FaceTime.
That's up to them. As long as I get my payment, the poem is yours.
Oh, you gonna write it for them?
Yeah, ain't that what you were saying?
No, what do they want you to perform it for the person?
No, that's the way to. But you can perform it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They can pay me for the piece. You can completely own it and do whatever you want from there. Gotcha. But I ain't gonna, because you're not gonna have me in the midst of everything. Yeah, and now they mad at me. Nah, they only just pay me for it, and you do whatever you please with that.
And I understand everything you've been saying to me. I think you're a dope ass poet.
Thank you.
I know you are. I had a chance to check you out. I check the page out. I come over there, check you out. And anybody come on my show, right? Mm-hmm. I try to pay attention to them and see what they do. I don't get nobody personal business. I ain't searching who you go with and all that. I ain't doing none of that. Ain't none of my business. But the performance part of what you're doing for the culture, things you're doing for yourself, we really see that. And I think that's dope. Ever since I became your friend on Facebook, man, you've been straight up sticking to your guns.
I try to.
Yeah, you stick to your guns. You know, everybody got a task. They want to do whatever they want to do, but yeah, you stick to your guns mostly. And I think that's pretty dope. The same for you too, though. Right, thank you.
With the marketing and making the flyers and everything, because that's definitely not a strong point for everybody. I know that ain't my expertise, so my hats off to you for being able to do what you do.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate what you do, and I thank you for being nice to me the first time I met you. Yeah, he was real nice to me. He was real nice.
That's how people supposed to be, though.
Yeah, yeah.
You should be nice to people, even though I know not everybody built like that. But I don't know why people be rude and nasty. Like, what is the problem?
Right, what's the problem? What's it? So your man got you that mad?
Man, like you should just stay home. Why
stay home like right with his mad ass, right? The both of you. But yeah, I thank you for that. I thank you for what you do for the culture. I thank you for the understanding that you brought to the show today, because I'm all about bringing understanding and getting to know people a little better. I want you to perform, though.
Okay.
Because on your interview, by you being a performer, what I do is I take people's performance at the beginning, put it at the beginning and end of the interview, and it's like a job interview. I mean, like a what's called that?
I don't know where you going with this.
My bad.
Like I get what you're saying, but I'm like, I don't know the words you're looking for to help you out.
So I do the drink, I'll be forgetting shit. 2 seconds. But resume is the word I'm looking for.
Oh,
so it's like a resume for the industry, right? Yeah, so people can see what you actually do and what you actually have to say at the same time.
Okay.
So that's what we do this for. And I thank you for everything you're doing once again. Any questions you got for me?
What are you looking the most forward to on your podcasting journey that you haven't achieved yet?
All the states. I want to be able to touch all the states.
Okay. Which ones have you touched so far? I know you said Oklahoma earlier.
Oklahoma, California, Kansas City, and I'm setting up something now in Nashville.
Okay, that's good.
So yeah, I just kind of travel and go meet people like yourself, artists, business owners, shit like that. And I want to press the hands of all the people because I feel like all y'all in St. Louis, Illinois are stars in your own way. I just feel like that I don't see artists like people see artists. Like people like, oh, she whack or he whack. I don't say that. I see actually what God gave you, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I see in people and all people. Like that's a fact. So when and not saying it to say like, if it's y'all here and I see that in all y'all, I want to meet the rest of these people across the country, right? Because everybody didn't get their chance to shine. Like it's been people like in the game for 20 years that were the coldest artists in their city, or the coldest heard person or whatever in their city, right? And nobody got a chance to know about it but them. Yeah. And I want to be able to meet them and then be able to introduce them to the world.
That's lit. Yeah, so providing a platform for everybody. I love that.
Yeah, but I got to start her at home first.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because a lot of people, they'll leave and then want to highlight people. You be like, you ain't even from there. That's how I be feeling about Drake. Like, he always, like, the guys playing video, like, why was that not in Toronto? Like, you're not even from Miami. So I love I love that you want to highlight home first and then branch out versus just going somewhere else and be like, I love Cali. Like, bro, you're not from there. What are you doing?
Exactly. Nah, I don't want to be one of them motherfuckers. For
Yeah,
sure.
but it is good that you're not limiting yourself at the same time, though. So having that balance, that's lit.
Yeah, and it just come from traveling. I travel a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I go see other artists underground and see what they do, and it's like, damn, why nobody saying anything about these people? Why the fuck that I don't know? I'm the mayor of St. Louis, right? And that's like I'm supposed to know everything, everybody, but I don't. That's just how I feel.
Yeah,
it ain't real.
So many talented people in this area.
Right. Yeah, but there's so many people here. Like, how did I not know you until 3 months ago?
Yeah.
I'm pissed off about that.
Oh, we here now, though.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But I'm supposed to have been knowing you 3 years ago. That's how I feel when you came out to do the poetry.
You got to make up for lost time.
Got you. And that's real shit. And that's what we're here for on Smoke and Talk. You're welcome to come back to this platform
yes,
any given time. Oh, yeah, we do it every Monday and Wednesday. You're welcome to come sit in with us. You're welcome to come perform. And the reason I would love you to perform on a regular, because we have a lot of business owners come through, and they're not artists. So we'll take some of your poetry performances and put it in front of their videos and stuff like that, and that give you more reach on people.
That's lit.
Yeah, people get to see you.
I'm here for it.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. And other than that, I'm just here for the culture. I just want to see everybody make it. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't gonna win, but I want to see them try to make it, right?
Yeah.
See, I ain't one of them people that lie to people like, oh, we going to Jay-Z house, like, the fuck out of here. Like, you so stupid ass.
People do be lying about that stuff. You be like, why you even do that?
Why you do? I be telling people all the time, you got to be a stupid motherfucker, man. Like, I've been drinking, so I'm gonna talk like this right now, right? You got to be a stupid son of a bitch if you believe that I can take you to Jay-Z house and I ain't been.
Believe it. And then they gonna hold a grudge.
I ain't even been to his house and I ain't got no picture with him or nothing, and you believe me. I'm not lying. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Shout out to the fake janky promoters. Shout out to the people that be lying to people.
I can't stand people who lie for no reason.
Yeah, like, that's some bullshit.
What does that do for you?
Hey, are you retarded or something? That's that bullshit. Nah, but for real, I don't understand that shit either, man. I just love to see people win. One of my things I'm in love with is saying nothing comes to something. Yeah. I love seeing that. Right? I was one of the ones that have nothing growing up, right? I still, like, I know I was going to get it when I already knew it. I'm responsible for that. Yeah. I'm responsible for this, though. Yeah. And that's why I hang out how I hang out, and that's why I do what I do, right?
You will continue to meet those people and hit all the states that you plan to hit.
When I lived in a border house when I was young, right? I lived in a border house. It was the first time we moved in a border house, right? Mm-hmm. And we walked in the motherfucker. And me, I'm a Virgo, right? So I'm checking out shit. I know shit, right? I feel shit. And I asked my mama, like, why are these people in our house, right? Mm-hmm. She's like, what? She's like, why is already people standing in our crib? Because I ain't never lived like this, so I know it's a difference. Yeah. And she had explained to me, right, that she had lost a job and all that kind of shit, right? And I just didn't understand why somebody was living in my house that I was going in. New house. Yeah. You like, who these people, why they ain't going home? Yeah, why they ain't going home? Yeah. Like, did not move their stuff out here? Like the last house we lived in? But nah, real shit. I don't look down on nobody. I count on my blessings to a T. Yeah. Right? And I want to press the hands of every person. And I want to meet all the people that I can meet and let them know what's up with them that I've seen thus far when it comes to the underground. And I'm happy that I met you and thank you for everything. And let the people know where they can find you. If you want to follow me, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. That's mostly where I'm at. You can follow me on Instagram at EP the Poet. That's short for my stage name, Eloquent Pearlfection. So again, that is EP the Poet. And then my personal Facebook is Rachel Jenkins, RACHEL, Rachel Jenkins. And again, EP the Poet on Instagram. Shout out to E. Look, shout out to each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for coming out tonight. Thank you for coming out. Like I said once before, you're welcome to come back to this platform each and every week.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Oh, no, I promise you. I'm standing on business when it comes to that. Everybody that came out tonight, thank y'all too, because y'all could have been at home watching Mad Lock and shit, y'all favorite shit, but y'all chose to come and support y'all.
Right? Like, you sound like my daddy.
Nah, it's a new Mad Lock now too.
New one? Okay, I ain't know about the new one. My daddy used to have me watching that old school one. Like, why are we watching it?
Right,
I ain't know about some of the shows was lit.
In the heat of the night.
Listen. Oh my God.
Let me get that.
So
okay. All right, man. Thank you very much for real. We are located at 4423 South Kings Highway. We open 7 days a week. We got all your smoking necessity needs. I told y'all I got a drink and I can't really talk. That's why I'm drinking. I need to drink. Yeah, but we got shishas, hookahs. We got t-shirt. We got a new, all new gas bar open right here. Come out and support us. Hang out with us sometime. I got smoothies here. If you want to get a smoothie, check that out. So next time you're in the neighborhood, 4423 South Kings Highway, 303-314 Smoke Shop. We have security on deck too. Shout out to our security over there. They'll walk you to your car if you need. You get your little blunt and you think somebody gonna snatch it. He gonna let nobody snatch it. Ain't gonna let nobody snatch it. And we got clothes too, right? What? Oh man, my cat missing. Oh, my boy missing. Hey, over there, man. Yeah, but shout out to y'all. Thank you, Rachel, for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, no problem. You look nice too.
Thank you.
Yes. Everybody, thank y'all. This is Smoking Talk. I'm your host, Van Gogh. I'm your girlfriend's boyfriend. I do this shit for the culture each and every day, but especially on Mondays and Wednesdays, man. See y'all in a minute. Hey. Hey man, another sermon right there. It's another sermon. Thank y'all.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. Hey, go ahead and do a part 2. I told you I got you.
Let's go. Yeah. Dear Lord, here I am again, flawed up, no guidance. I found myself in deepness. All my examples, they pirates. Sometimes I suffer in silence. Right now, I won't be silent, cause silent rage put you on the page of your local news post on me. I ain't going to jail, big Tommy. Well, you thought you had me, now you got me. I do not conform, even in the storm, I transform everything around me. Made it out of hell, got a bounty. Now them hellhounds trying to hound me. Say want me back, so you know I'm at my demon time, catastrophic. Let's pray. Lord, keep me out the way. Without your guidance, I see violence, I am not to pray. Lord, keep me out the way. Without your guidance, I see violence, I am not to pray. Lord, keep me out the way. Without your guidance, I see violence, I am not to pray. Let's see, I need the words to say and the thoughts to think. If it's up to me, it's a guarantee. I'ma flip the scene, but now I'm free. It's a price to pay when I choose to play. Now I can't escape, stuck in a maze. Many months of days trying to break the chains. Overwhelming, really out my brains. Yeah, I can hardly think when he talked to God. He said, Jesus weep, so dust, step, we gon' cry, creep, regroup. Get up out them jails, do it for the fam. Got a curse to break, and for God's sake, as I escape, don't be the weight. Drown, let's pray. Keep me out the way. Without your guidance, I see violence, I am not to pray. Lord, keep me out the way. Without your guidance, I see violence, I am not to pray. Lord, yeah, keep me out the way. Without your guidance, I see violence, I am not to pray. Yeah.